Hello and welcome back to another Everton transfer rumours. This is the second video of this small series that I've started. So I've changed it a bit from the last one. As you saw from the last one, I included the stats of the player for last season, but I've also compared them to an Everton player in that corresponding position to see how they do well against each other and who would get chosen stat wise in the starting lineup. So yeah, let's start with the first transfer. So I've put Thiago Silva in. I did make this a couple of days ago. He is heavily linked with Chelsea, but he is still linked with us. He'd be an excellent addition to our back line for his challenges like tackling per game 1.4, tackles he makes and clearances which is 4.1. That's brilliant. You know, he's got 71 average passes, so they play. Just from that, you can tell PSG play a lot from the back. They like to play possession-based football, and I think that's what we need to do moving forward. His strong attributes are passing and blocking. So I compared him to Michael Keane, one of our most used defenders. You know, Thiago Silva's got 0.4 more tackles than him. He's got less clearances. They've got the same amount of blocks, but Thiago Silva has a lot more average passes. So, you know, just for that centre back with experience, who likes to play with football, who's comfortable with the ball in his feet at the back, I think he will be an excellent addition to the squad. But as I said, he is heavily linked with Chelsea, and they are probably going to sign him within the next few days. So the next player that we're linked with is Diego Dalot from Man United. So I think he's still a young player. I don't think he's someone who'd go into the starting lineup straight away. I think he'd be worked into that position. You know, as you see from his stats, 1.1 clearances, 0.1 blocks, average passes 27.9 per game. He's got a goal. His strongest attributes are aerial duels, crossing and key passes. So just by his crossing being a good stat, you know, you can tell. He likes to get forward with the ball and, you know, help the attack. So I've compared him to Coleman because he's a right back. Coleman's a right back, just probably the most sensible thing to do. Coleman makes 0.6 more tackles than him, 0.2 more clearances, he makes more blocks than him, and he has got more average passes per game. But Coleman has got a lot more appearances. You know, he's only played 13 times for United, and some of them are off the bench. So I think just as a young player who's growing into becoming like a good Premier League right back, you know, he's only 21. I think he would be a good addition, especially to learn off the likes of Coleman, and then grow and flourish into that position. I wouldn't overpay for him. So, like, you know, if we offered a certain amount and they wanted more, I just wouldn't go for it realistically because we have got John Joe Kenny. So I don't think that he's needed. I just think that he's just cover, realistically. So the next player is Santiago Arias. He's another right back from Atletico Madrid who we've been linked with. You know, played quite a lot that last season, 20 appearances. He got 1 assist, makes 2.6 tackles per game, 1.2 clearances, 0.4 blocks, and his average passing is 38.9. Strong attributes are aerial duels, holding the ball, tackling, ball interceptions, and concentration. So just based on them stats, he looks like a brilliant right back. Looks like someone that we could do with. You know, likes to get stuck in making challenges, and he's good on the ball, but obviously with his passing being quite high. So once again, I've compared him to Coleman, another right back. Got the same amount of assists. He's got 1 tackle per game more than Coleman. He's got a little bit less clearances. He's got more blocks, and he's got more average passing by quite a long run. But he's 28, and I know that Coleman isn't much older than it. So is it someone that we need at the minute? I don't know. Do we need someone younger? Probably. But no, once again, I wouldn't overpay for him. Other than that, he will be a decent addition to the squad. Now to go on to the forwards, Leon Bailey. He's 23, made 35 appearances, got 7 goals, 3 assists, has 1.1 shot per game, 1.4 dribbles per game. He's at 0.9 key passes, average passes 15, strong attributes, long shots, free kicks and dribbling. So I could have compared him to Richarlison, but I haven't, because I feel like Richarlison is a star player, and I don't think he is a star player for his club. He's important, but I don't think he's at the pedigree that way you can compare to Richarlison yet. So I've compared him to Bernard, someone who's made still quite a lot of appearances, used quite frequent by Everton, if that's off the bench, if that's starting, he's still used. So Bernard scored 3 goals, got 2 assists. He has 0.4 shots per game, so Leon Bailey has a lot more shots per game than him. Bernard makes 1.1 dribbles, Leon Bailey makes more dribbles per game. They make the same key passes, and Leon Bailey makes 3.3 more average passes. So like, just even with the more dribbles per game, it's what we need. We need someone who's not scared to pick up the ball and just run with it, just have a go. He has a lot more shots per game than Bernard. I see Bernard cut in from the left onto his right foot, and it's like he's too scared to take the shot in case he misses, and he passes it. But it's just have a go. You never know what can happen. I just feel like that we need that. I feel like Leon Bailey would do that for us. So our next player is Lozano, 25. So what I've seen is this one's on loan, just for the season. He's made 42 appearances. He got 6 goals, 1 assist, 1.4 shots per game, 0.9 dribbles, 0.7 key passes, 11.8 average passes. A strong attribute are crossing, finishing, key passes and his dribbling. Once again, he's not really a star player for Napoli, so it wouldn't be fair comparing him to Richarlison. So I've compared him to Bernard once again. He scored more goals than Bernard, got 1 less assist. He takes more shots per game, which once again, it's what we're crying for. We need players who will just have a shot. He makes less dribbles, but that can be solely just on how much he gets the ball. He makes less average passes, so he might not be used on the wing as often as what he would like. Makes less key passes. He's got less average passing. So I don't think he's a player that based off last season that you want to overpay for. Getting him on loan, I think that's a good option. Possibly with a loan to buy option. So if he does perform well, we can pay for him. But if we buy a decent winger like Leon Bailey, I don't think that he's a priority. But if we get him on loan, I wouldn't say no to him. Our next player is Josh King. So I seen we were linked with him, which surprised me a bit. So then I put a poll out on Twitter to see if people would be happy if we got him, and most people said no, which I can understand. Bournemouth will probably want us to overpay for him. He's 28, and he scored 6 goals, got 4 assists, makes 1 shot per game, 2 dribbles per game, which is quite high. 2 dribbles per game, to be fair. 1.2 key passes, which is still quite good. Average passes 19.2, which is more than what the other, like Leon Bailey and Lozano, are getting. But the only good thing that Josh King does have on his side is he is Premier League tested. He has played in the Premier League. He's got strong attributes as dribbling as well. We have seen him play. Everyone knows that he's a decent little player. But I personally, for Everton, I've compared him to Dominic Calvert-Lewin because I see him more as a centre forward striker. Lewin's got a lot more goals. He's got less assists. Lewin takes more shots per game. He does a lot less dribbles and a lot less key passes, and his average passing's lower. But how old's Lewin? He's a lot younger compared to Josh King. That can all change in time. So yeah, I don't think that he's realistically a target that we should be focusing on and trying to get. So the next player is the other Bournemouth attacker, Callum Wilson. We're linked with him again, believe it or not. He's also 28, got 9 goals last season, 1 assist. Takes 1.6 shots per game, 0.7 dribbles, 0.8 key passes and 14.6 average passing. Strong attributes, not on Pacific, he's a fast player. So once again I've compared him to Lewin. They both made the same amount of appearances. Lewin got 4 more goals, same amount of assists. Lewin takes more shots per game. Once again, he has less dribbling and less key passes than Callum Wilson, but as I said, that can all change in time, and with the way Everton were playing, it was more get the ball to the wingers and they can get it into Lewin. That's just how we were playing. So, you know, I don't think we need to focus on a player like Callum Wilson. So the next player that we're going to be looking at is Wilfried Zaha. You know, we were heavily linked with him last transfer deadline day, and we were close to getting him, but unfortunately Crystal Palace didn't really care. They didn't really want him to go, which, you know, you can understand. So last season he got 5 goals, 3 assists, 1.6 shots per game, 4.3 dribbles, 0.9 key passes, average passing 28.8. His strong attributes are his dribbling. You know, I've compared him to Richarlison. Richarlison is our key player. He was phenomenal last season once again, proving himself to be one of the best in the Premier League. He's got a lot of Richarlison: 15 goals, 3 assists, 2.5 shots per game, 1.7 dribbles, 0.9 key passes, 21.9 average passes, and his strong attribute is finishing. Comparing these up, Zaha takes less shots. He does a lot more dribbling, which you can understand. You know, playing at Crystal Palace, they don't have the best of forwards, so, you know, Zaha, he has his own right to be a bit greedy and make runs by himself. They have the same key passes, and his average passing is more than Richarlison. So even though just said then he likes to be greedy and keep the ball to himself, but, you know, he still passes it about, and he still makes sure everyone has a fair amount of chances, and he just takes us a lot more. He has 1.6 shots per game, so them goals per game can improve heavily, you know, with the amount of shots that he has. So I do think that he will be a brilliant addition to the squad. So that's it for this video. If you enjoyed it and you want me to do another one, just like the video. If you think I've missed anyone, leave a comment in the comments, and I'll include them in the next video. So yeah, just want to say thanks for watching, and bye.